there, I'm Chaz with Board Game Geek here with David from Japanime Games, and we're going to be looking at Kamigami.
You got it.
Oh, I got it.
You got it right. I've screwed it up, so don't feel bad.
All right. So, and the box looks like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So it's like the words are right on it, but I still screw it up.
I know. Oh, well, show me how this works.
All right. So Kamigami Battles is a deck builder that works as a kind of a tournament-style game. So it's anywhere from 2 to 6 players. You can play it one-on-one. You can play it 2 versus 2. Team battles as well. If you don't like player elimination, you can have that team battle if you want. So it's just one team gets kicked off. So the basic way the game works is the first thing I want to go over is the deck building mechanism, which is a little different than this traditional standard deck builder. We have like your 10 sets of decks. Yeah. So if you've played our other Japanime games before, like Heart of Crown or Tantocore, it's a similar mechanism. Instead of having the individual sets, you start with a random set.
Okay.
So you bring out, in this case, we bring out 6 sets. So if we get the same card more than once, we simply add it to an existing pile. Okay. So in this case, this is going to come up here. We're going to put this here. We're going to put this here.
All right.
So now it gives you a little bit of scarcity to some of the cards.
Yes.
And while some people, myself personally, I don't like a lot of randomness in games. I like to be able to build a strategy. Because of this scarcity, it doesn't necessarily knock your strategy down. It gives you a chance to come up with a new strategy each game. So it adds a lot of variability to that deck builder element, which I really like. Because you can't be like, well, I'm going to do big money this game. You're going to be like, well, I can't because it's not there.
Yeah. What options do I have to work with?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Nice.
a limited options versus randomness, if that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, so that's one of my favorite parts about the game. The basic way the game works is we are gods trying to basically become the most important gods.
Okay.
In Battle of the 9 Realms, we are Greek and Roman gods. Later in August, we'll be releasing River of Souls, which is Egyptian and Babylonian gods. Okay. And then we have 4 expansions, Japanese, Chinese, Indian, and Celtic.
Ooh,
so a huge pantheon of different gods to be able to choose from, which is super cool. So basic way the game works is, as I said, this is a tournament-style game, and it's a attack game. So we all start with 15 power. You can win by either eliminating your opponent, getting them down to 0, or the other thing that you can do is you can get yourself up to 25 power and win. Oh. So, which is a nice kind of alternative.
That is nice,
Yeah, so you can build up your strength, or you can knock the other person out, which is kind of cool.
I like that.
This is a re-implementation of Kenzumi Goddess, which is an older title that we put out. We've restructured it a little bit, made it a little bit more fun, and we've also added in these temples.
Yes, what are these?
The temples are kind of a shield in a sort of way. When I attack you with my cards, I can choose to either attack here, or I can attack here. Okay. Obviously, if I kill this, you're not dead, but you don't have those abilities anymore available to you.
Right.
So it kind of gives you some extra abilities. It does extend the length of the game, so if you want a shorter version of the game or a simpler version, you can play it without that. And you can also remove sets from the card to have a quicker game if you want to as well, which is nice. You got that flexibility in it. So the way the game is going to start is we're actually going to start, and I'm just going to give us a little mini hand to make things simpler. We actually have a huge deck. This is actually a huge deck, but for moving the table, it makes it a little easier. And we each start with 2 of these. Now these guys are going to be, normally you start with 8 of the Priestess Disciples and 2 of the Sacred Guardians. Your Sacred Guardians are going to be defense cards. So if I choose to attack you with one of my people, you can play this as a reaction. So you see it has react abilities. Otherwise, some cards will have an act ability. Okay. The Priestesses give you essentially, they're your money to be able to buy cards in your deck builder. So you'll notice, this one gives you +1 money, and then this is the cost for the card, so I can play these 3 cards, be able to add this to my hand. Obviously, I'm not defending anything this round, so I put the card down and I would draw back up to 5 cards. Okay. Standard, deck builder mentality in that respect. And we play back and forth until we've gone through and, destroyed each other.
Oh, excellent. Cool.
Pretty straightforward in that respect.
Yes. When is it going to become possible for us to destroy each other?
Yes, this one comes out at the end of March. Kickstarter backers are going to be a little bit sooner, but this one will be coming out at the end of March.
Awesome. Just like a couple of weeks away.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to see it in stores.
Yes. Okay. So that is Kamigami.
Kamigami Battles. Yes.
Kamigami Battles. Thank you. And David, it's been a pleasure to speak with you.
It's been a pleasure with you, man.
Yes. And thanks for watching. And we'll have more for you real soon.